Hi and welcome to Soapbox, the soap podcast brought to you by radiotimes.com. We're here every week to talk about what's happening and what's about to happen in the soaps. I'm Johnathon Hughes and I'm joined by Mr.
David Brown.
I love my intros.
They're so upbeat.
I can't match That's so it. You. I'm joined by lovely David Brown.
Yes.
We're here. This week has been a big week for the soaps because the National Television Awards occurred.
Indeed.
Which, obviously have some soap categories in them. And you were at home watching it and I was actually there.
I could have gone.
Yeah.
I'd like to put that in. Because I'm an editorial consultant.
What does that mean?
I have to just come up with lots of great creative ideas for the NTAs.
I was going to say it makes a change.
Yeah. I save it all up for that one event. Yeah.
But you didn't go, and I had an empty seat next to me. You were much missed, David, but you know, you were there in spirit.
Yes. There were some soap awards, obviously, and they were quite surprising, I thought, the recipients of them this year.
Yeah, I thought Max Bowden, who plays the new Ben, was kind of a shoo-in. It seemed like he's really popular. He's won lots of other kind of audience vote awards. That was a bit of an upset for EastEnders, really. I think they must have been going in pretty confident with that. But I think it shows the power of that storyline in Corrie with Peter Ash. The historic child abuse story. Obviously, that's really touched a chord with the audience.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because it's the audience who vote for these awards, and both that award, the Peter Ash Award, and the Emmerdale getting the best soap, kind of shows the gap between what we as critics think of as which soap has had the most superior year and what the audience is obviously voting for.
Definitely.
Which I would have thought EastEnders would have got the best soap this year. I think it's kind of had a bit of a return to form. I didn't think Emmerdale has been as strong in the last 12 months. No, I don't think
it's been as consistent. I think they've pulled out a lot out the bag the last few months. The Piers big reveal and the Graham thing was, it was genuinely surprising and had a lot of hype around it. So I think the audience really got into it, obviously. I agree. I think EastEnders going home empty-handed seemed and it's
harsh.
Rare that a soap does go home empty-handed because usually they dish them out to the big three, don't they?
Yeah.
Hollyoaks don't really do that well at the NTAs. I just think because it's just got that slightly different demographic perhaps. But it was
so Corrie got Katie McGlynn,
and that shows again the power of that story, the power of those really, really emotional plots, even though she left the show a while ago. You what?
People just like crying.
People like to be upset.
Yeah.
It just makes them have this compulsion to text a vote.
Yeah. They must have loved Emmerdale again this week then. Marlon was in tears all week.
Marlon was in tears. Well, let's talk about Emmerdale.
I've always said Marlon, right, as the way to pronounce his name. Did you notice how Mandy Dingle said it?
Free Marlon.
Marlon.
Free Marlon.
Yeah.
Marlon. I'm going to just call him Marlon Dingle.
It was weird.
It's quite strange. Free Marlon. And everyone went with it though, didn't they?
They all went with it.
In that police station.
Yeah. Well, would you have gone against Mandy?
I really would never go against any Dingle.
Do you think Marlon's going to stay in prison till June?
Marlon,
yeah.
That's a long time, isn't it, to be in prison? Apparently, June is the trial. Are we really going to, have this for 6 months? Poor Marlon, surely.
I think he's going to come out like a real hardened criminal.
I do.
So, he'll have a shaved head, a big spider tattoo on his neck, and massive bowling ball biceps because he'd have really toughened up. He's gone in like a lanky weed. He is
a beanpole, I think somebody referred to him as.
And he's going to emerge like Stallone in Lockup.
Sylvester Stallone, Marlon Dingle, never seen in the same room.
No.
I'll tell you who should be getting some kind of punishment for a crime. Andrea Tate.
Oh, yes.
Covered in blood, the night of Graham's murder. Whatever could she have been doing?
Some of them were slight kind of cop-out reasons as to why they were looking so guilty. Hers was top of the pops,
Slightly cop-out. I mean, I think dog lovers among us may disagree.
Yeah.
No offence to dog lovers, but yeah, it was kind of built up as, she committed cold-blooded murder. She ran over a dog.
Which has been done on Emmerdale before. Do you remember when Laurel was in the height of her alcohol addiction? She ran over Marlon's dog.
She ran over Daisy.
Daisy the dog.
Dead Daisy.
Yeah.
Dead Daisy, dead.
What was Priya's dog called?
Tip.
Tip.
Yeah. No tip. Tip not on top.
No.
Yeah.
Going to end up at the tip.
Well, in the woods. Yeah. She just buried Tip in the woods. Yeah. But she was ever so cut up, wasn't she?
That should have been the whodunit. We should have kind of seen
who ran over Tip.
Should have seen Tip, followed Tip each episode for 5 days. Yeah. Who did it? He goes on like this morning and stuff, like, who killed you? I don't know.
It was like played by like some, RSC plummy actor.
Yeah.
Oh, the role of Tip. It was so wonderful to have the point of view episode. Such a challenge for a dog.
First. As a real soap first. Never mind Graham.
Yeah. Well, Graham's looming large because... Although, is he? Because it's all about Pierce. I feel like Graham's just forgotten about because we're all just waiting to see what Pierce is going to do next. And, when's he going to look through the window at Rona asleep next time? I feel like there's,
It's like Emmerdale, like as soon as one glowering, bestubbled, menacing...
Nature loves a vacuum, David.
Villain leaves, another one has to kind of jump in. I mean, there always seems to be... one of these type of characters on Emmerdale, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Cameron, or we could just go.
True. Yeah, and Declan Macy was a little bit like that.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
What do you think Pierce is going to be up to next? He's not quite played his hand yet, is he?
Well, Rona is being urged to err on the side of caution, isn't she, by Vanessa? But obviously that isn't going to happen because it would make for rubbish drama. So I'm predicting a showdown between her and Pierce by the end of February.
Maybe. That sounds about right. I feel like, and he said he's not back for a long time. Yeah. The actor said that, Pierce is back for kind of a brief stint. There's got to be some abduction. There's got to be some peril, surely.
He'll abduct Rona.
I think he probably will. He seems to also be, because I wonder whether it was revenge on the woman who put him behind bars, but he kind of seems to have this twisted we can still be together vibe going on. I think he's going to sort of think everything's fine and they can have another stab at their marriage. I mean...
I hope he just kills some randoms. Nate.
Bit bloodthirsty. Nate. Would Nate be
Jamie.
missed? Jamie. I've got it in for Jamie. We always talk about Jamie being a bit of a wet blanket.
Sometimes
Jamie's a Mr. Loverman with Bell Dingle. What are you on about? He's a player.
He sounds like Graham sometimes. If you listen to Jamie, he's got a slight... Yeah. Andrew's obviously got a type.
She loves a type.
Between the sheets.
She loves a bit of posh.
Yeah.
Well, he was kind of brought up by Graham. It's his stepdad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was with Bell Dingle. That's what he was up to on the night.
Naughty boy.
Yeah. So there'll be a love triangle there with New Ellis,
Andrea, Jamie Bell. Yeah, that's being set up.
Yeah. She'll probably end up pregnant and she won't know who the dad is.
Yeah.
And she'll give birth to a baby Bell.
A mini baby Bell.
Should we move on?
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
EastEnders. So there was a kind of recall throwback to Lucy Beale's demise.
Yes, again.
Yeah, with another young adults having their head smashed on that Beale coffee table.
What are the chances?
There's no one moved that coffee table in 5 years. The feng shui is a bit funny. Why don't we move the room around? No, let's just leave that spiky edged coffee table there for people to fall
They know it's a
on.
death hazard now, don't they?
It is. If this, it's Watchdog written all over it, this investigation. Yeah. Accidents in the home.
I'm surprised, when he was tussling with Dennis, the music box wasn't within easy reach.
Oh gosh.
History could really have repeated.
They missed a trick.
Yeah. And if Dennis had have been in like a light grey trouser suit. and like black patent high heels.
It's all it was missing.
Yeah.
It's all it was missing.
But poor old Bobby. I mean...
Poor old Bobby. I mean, coincidence?
But
the boy's got issues.
Do you remember in Die Hard 2? And I won't use...
Die Harder.
Die Harder. He said, how can the same bleep happen to the same guy twice?
Yeah. I mean,
and
this
I'm
is
getting vibes of that, really,
Yeah, very much so.
Do you think Dennis is just going to get up and it'll be all right on Monday?
Surely. I can't see them killing
He's in the
Dennis
spoilers
off.
for next week.
Well, there you go.
Sharon tries to buy him some football tickets.
Maybe because he's got concussion. Maybe to cheer him up. Yeah, so that was a bit of something old. Something new was Suki Panesar arrived.
Yes.
The kind of much talked about matriarch of the Panesar family. What do you think of her?
Nobody's told her to make a cup of tea yet because I'm waiting for Suki take it off again.
Suki take it off again. Kira put the kettle on.
Yes,
Suki take it off again. That, as the old rhyme goes.
Yeah, she was very calculating, wasn't she?
I'm slightly terrified already.
You were saying to me off mic before we came on air that it was quite bold to bring a character like Suki in and then just have her be faking cancer from the off.
I assume she's faking cancer. It seems to be like
she was getting all the tips from Jean.
She was really grilling Jean. It seems to be like she is. Like that was made quite apparent, but we didn't get. I don't know. Do you think she is, or do you think it's not as she's ill, but she's not that ill? She's trying to make people feel sorry for her.
She's got heartburn. She's got indigestion.
She needs some Gaviscon or something. Very bold to do it because that's absolutely despicable, obviously.
Yeah.
And but it does make you think, who is this woman? Like, for a new character to come in and do that, I'm very intrigued. I want to know why she's doing that. Obviously, she wants sympathy from the kids, and she thinks this is the only way. It is dark territory, man, don't you think?
She's the best performer in the family.
Oh, do you think?
Of the actors. I quite like Ash.
Yeah. And her and Ash's scenes together, I like because there's more friction. I think because the boys are all in, under her spell, it's all a bit samey, the dynamic.
Yeah.
But because Ash and her do have this friction and there's more backstory there, I think their scenes are a bit, crackle a bit more.
Kira, I can't work him out. He's like Spock Panesar.
He is, yeah.
Like he's got no emotions.
Yeah, he's a cool customer.
Yeah.
What's the business the Panesars have got? They're looking at premises. Do we know what kind of business they run?
I don't know.
Suki seemed to know a lot about it. She seemed to be, I don't know, I was a bit intrigued about, what do they do?
But they own
houses?
Slater's house, do they?
Yeah, but then they were looking at premises, weren't they? Lots of business talk.
Yeah, business. I tend to switch off when you get business blah.
Business blah.
I'm a bit like that with the Outdoor Pursuit Centre in Emmerdale as well.
Hawksmoor. It's just like Jurassic Park, someone said.
Who said that?
Was it like April or so? One of the kids, said it was like, as you go in, there's that sort of gate.
Welcome to the Outdoor Pursuit Centre.
Well, it ended a bit like Jurassic Park, the opening day, anyway.
Yeah. I'd like some velociraptors to kill Nate and Jamie.
I think the velociraptors made Pierce kill Graham. This is going to be the twist.
Yeah.
So, Enders, back to that. So, Suki, intrigue, very dark stuff.
Intrigue,
Bobby.
Yes.
Can we talk about Patrick and Tiffany's secret wedding?
Yeah, they should have strung that out for longer.
I think so. It's very entertaining.
They should have saved that for the 35th anniversary. Never mind this boat disaster. And we also had Leo being tipped over the balcony.
Yes, Leo over the edge.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, Leo is because I think I'm a bit confused because Leo was trying to kind of get revenge on Whitney. And then he kind of said, "No, I love you, Whitney, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." Now he wants revenge on her again, or is he just loony?
Well, I think that's a given.
Yeah,
because he locked his own mum in a boot a couple of months ago.
She got out, didn't she?
Yeah, and he wasn't exactly backwards in coming forwards when he taunted Kat. That was a bit of a madman's gamble, wasn't it? Seeing as she's going out with Kush, the Hulk.
Well, look what happened. He soon regretted it.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure whether because does he think him and Whitney belong together, or he really hates her and he thinks that she lied? Because when his mum came into it, she was like, "I've told you the truth about your dad." Like he's. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think that. I think they're playing it both ways at the moment.
Yeah, he's just unstable because of generally having this horrible thing in his past.
Thank you, Dr. Johnathon.
Thank you. I've diagnosed soap psycho Leo King.
He's just unstable.
Just ignore him, Whit. So that...
It's a bit of a slow week for EastEnders, though, I thought.
Yes, it wasn't... you didn't get any huge kind of big beats until the end. Literally big beats when Dennis hit his head.
That's right.
It was. It was... what I have really enjoyed is the wrong word, but I've been very moved by Linda and Mick's kind of plight. I think because there's been a lot of, shouting and arguing, but not as much as Mick genuinely trying to help her and genuinely trying to do the right thing and navigate his way through this. I found that really moving and very realistic.
Because you've been drunk for a lot of your marriage, haven't you?
I've been drunk most of today. And for most of this podcast, it's having to sit opposite you, David, that drives me to drink.
I'm going to stop you from broadcasting in a minute in case social services come round.
You've already told them in a separate podcast.
Yeah.
So yes, I can relate to Linda Carter.
What kind of co-presenter do you think you are?
I drink because of you, David Brown. Sitting opposite Mr. Perfect.
Poor Linda. Poor drunk Linda. But I think when you had those classic, big shouty marital fights, they earned it because there was enough, quieter moments, I think, in the storyline.
Well, even when they're kind of head to head, Mick doesn't overdo it. He's really good.
He's trying to keep a lid on it all the time.
Yeah. He's good husband material, Mick. He's Mr. Perfect, isn't he, really?
Yeah, but Mr. Perfect drives you to drink.
Yeah, obviously.
That's what happened. Dear. Any more EastEnders?
No, I think we can move on to Corrie.
Corrie had one of the biggest surprises of the week when Sinead returned.
I'm back.
Back from the dead. That was really, they didn't tell us that was going to happen. We didn't know, and it was...
To be fair, though,
spooky.
There hasn't been a week when Sinead hasn't been on screen because we keep on seeing those videos.
Oh, big kiss from Bobby.
I've been dead 3 months, but I'm still in the show.
Yeah, they should have brought that out for a DVD special at Christmas.
Oh, the greatest
All
hits.
Sinead's videos.
Imagine that.
Oh, it's your 10th birthday.
Well, we got new Sinead footage this week. Brand new. She even got a credit on the credits. National Television Award winner, Katie McGlynn. So this, Corrie said she sneaked back to do it, a bit like Bavna Limbacia came back to be Rana for 2 seconds when Carla had her, her meltdown and thought that, that she saw her. So I thought that was quite effective, and it really shook you out of your seat a bit as well, because they were playing the whole, look at Bethany with her blonde hair and wearing the dressing gown, and Daniel kind of a bit snoozy and woozy, wants to believe it, but to actually get Katie back for that, I thought was very, very effective, and just made you really feel things from Daniel's point of view as well.
I think they should do it once a week with different
with
characters. No, not with Sinead. Different characters. So like Steve is getting amorous with Tracy to rekindle his thing, and then suddenly it turns into Saran Jones
as Dr. Foster.
Or Jade starts hallucinating John Stape.
I'd love it.
Yeah,
so
we could have lots of returnees.
You could have everyone. Could have, Elsie Tanner back if you liked.
What, a CGI Elsie?
CGI Elsie, or like Ken could remember any one of his many, many girlfriends. Joanna Lumley.
Yeah. Hello, Ken.
Hello, darling. I was in the show once, 40 odd years ago. You could have that. I quite like that though. Sad times elsewhere, and there was a bit of a remember when Maria.
Oh yeah.
Lost her baby, which was very, very sad. And she talked about when she lost the baby with Liam Connor, who Liam Jr. is named after. I was doing a bit of research on that storyline from 12 years ago. But did you recall that, so Liam Jr.'s dad was Liam Connor. He then died without knowing that Liam was on the way.
Yes.
And then, do you know who delivered Maria and Liam's child?
Pat Lynch.
Good guess.
Pushcock.
Sadly not. Give that girl a coconut. No, it was the man who killed Liam Senior,
Tony Gordon.
Delivered Liam on Southport Beach.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that little fact, and it tickled me.
He's not been well, has he, in real life, Gray O'Brien? I think he's been poorly, hasn't he, lately?
Poorly, so yeah, poor Maria, and
it's good. I liked it that Gary didn't fly off the handle. And
good, wasn't it?
Took it in a calm and, sanguine.
Let's talk about this. Let's have a sit down and a nice cup of tea.
Now I'll just go and lamp Daniel in the face.
Poor
Noel
Daniel.
Edmonds.
I mean, poor Noel Edmonds. Poor Gary. He had a big shock, but he can't go around hitting people, can he?
No.
Although, I don't know. Do you think Gary was justified in
thumping him?
No, he wasn't. Was he really? I just think Gary was.
Because it's assault.
Actually, it's assault. He'd had a big shock.
Yeah. Wouldn't like a night out with you anymore, Johnny.
No.
Honestly.
I'm revealing myself.
Since you became an alcoholic.
I'm just gonna give it up.
I was justified.
I just thought, I don't know. Gary was very upset, but he shouldn't have punched him.
No.
It's a bit unfair.
No.
And then it turned out it wasn't anything to do with Bertie, was it? Because Maria hadn't had her jabs as a kid. Is that what they said?
Yeah, but then she had got it through Bertie because she'd been holding Bertie.
Oh yeah, but yes, that's true.
Yeah,
I don't condone violence. I just want to make that. I just want to make that clear.
Can't believe it. What we've come out with on radio.
You know what?
Sometimes you just got to punch someone in the face.
Because often Gary it does these terrible violent things for absolutely no reason.
He's done worse.
He has done worse.
Daniel could have ended up buried in the woods.
That's true. Well, at
might
least he
still
didn't do
be.
that. Well, yeah. At least didn't do that. Any other Corrie business to report?
No. I've watched a bit of next week's. Do you want to move on to a bit of next week gossip?
Next week, yeah.
So I've watched Mondays and Wednesdays of next week.
Yeah, it's a big Jeff and Yasmin week, I believe.
It really is, yeah. So they do this magic trick. Jeff is, I don't know what he's called.
The Great Jeff Endo.
Yeah, something like that. And Yasmin is in the box. And it's supposed to be kind of like, he's going to crush Yasmin. And the trick goes wrong. Yeah. And then he blames Yasmin. And then he locks Yasmin in a box.
What are those?
For punishment, and locks it. And then beggars off to the pub.
What happens to Yasmin? Or is that we have to tune in?
We have to tune in. She's got claustrophobia.
I bet she has. So have I, just hearing that.
No.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so that's
very dramatic.
So Yasmin living in a box.
Living in a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Also, I believe next week is Corrie's 10,000th episode, which is a huge milestone. I think it's next Friday, so probably this time next week we'll be talking about that.
It's the week of them killing off former characters off screen. Corrie's doing it because Rita finds out that Dennis Tanner has died.
Oh, right.
And then on Emmerdale, Laurel is to find out that Sandy's died.
Oh, yes.
Because Freddie Jones died last year, of course.
Yeah, so it's kind of a way of addressing, you know, the...
Although Philip Lowry's still in the land of the living.
Do you know what? I was going to ask you, Philip Lowry is alive, isn't he?
I think they could have done more with him, really.
I think they could. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, at least they're giving him a bit of a send-off. The 10,000th episode's dedicated to him, practically.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Rather that than no one remember. So that's... bit of a preview for next week.
EastEnders, what's happening next week?
What is happening in EastEnders? We've got more Linda and Mick at odds. I think things are going to get extremely...
She puts Ollie in danger.
Yes. Something very bad happens on Monday, I believe.
That's right.
And then by the end of the week, Linda's kind of quite paranoid and thinks that everyone's against her. And I think there's going to be a bit of a crisis point for the Carters.
I think she might kind of get some advice from Shirley. I think, they've been at loggerheads for years.
How's that going to go?
I know. What did Shirley call Dottie?
Oh,
Potty or something?
Potty. Yes. I like that.
That was good. Yeah. Really good.
So Shirley's going to save the day with Linda, or is she?
They're going to not drag it out, but this is going to carry on right up until the anniversary, surely, because by the time the Carters set sail, Linda's got to be plastered, hasn't she?
Definitely. And we've only got a few weeks to go, really. So, things are going to be ramping up.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other business, David?
I think I've run out of business.
Have you? No business for you?
No. I'm going to leave now before you deck me.
Well, I've got my reasons. So I'm off the Chardonnay. I've just given it to Linda. She's all right. Well, if that's all from you, that's all from me. Thank you for joining us on Soapbox. We're here every week talking about the soaps, and you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you find your podcasts. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.